What's good, guys? It is a little Sunday morning, week 2 sit-start conversation with the FF Dynasty guys. It's your boy Casey here. I got old Jay Wayne, not quite in Slay Wayne mode yet. It's a little early for that. What up, Jay Wayne?
Slay Wayne mode all the time.
I'm looking at you. You don't look like you're in Slay Wayne mode.
That's when you get slayed.
And then we got old Big Co over at Casa de Big Co. What's up, Big Co?
Oh, just trying to get me a little coffee in and get going here for a beautiful Sunday of football.
Dodge some bullets with some hurricanes over here.
All good to go on all the fronts.
Yeah, anybody in the North Carolina area, sorry, tough time right now. Thinking about you over there. But let's keep it cheery here on a wonderful Sunday edition of some sitter starts. You got that thing posted and up, Jay Wayne?
Yeah, should be good to go. I don't know how it says we've got 13 viewers.
All right.
All righty then. Of course, this is a public. We made this live stream go public versus unlisted. So we posted in the Patreon screen, which you can head over to the posts. And if you click if you click start here, I'm going to mute that. If you click this YouTube button right here, it'll take you over to YouTube and you can get in the chat. But anybody that subscribes to our channel is going to get a notification of us going live. So if you're a Patreon member, you got priority. We want to make sure we answer your questions. If you're not getting your question answered, put it in the little post down here. Yep. Write your comment, and we'll get it.
Post in the Patreon page on the post or the community, and I'm going to stay on that page and make sure I see anybody's questions that haven't gotten answered. If there does become a large amount of people texting questions in, that we don't think that'll happen, but if it does, we want to make sure we got y'all first.
Absolutely. So we're going to start off with the questions that were already on our Patreon page here. We've answered some of them, but there's a sit-start question here on the community page. Aaron, our boy Aaron Sprague. So I'm going to go with the official enunciation there, I assume. Let us know. I kind of like Sprague.
Sprague.
All right. He asks, half-point PPR. Who should he flex? Marvin Jones, Allen Robinson, or LaShawn McCoy?
Pick one.
I mean, you got to figure that LaShawn McCoy is going to get more than 7 carries this week.
Right.
They got the Chargers coming across the country at 1 o'clock. No Joey Bosa again, but still a solid core there for the Chargers. But, I mean, is the feeling here to go running back if you got that option?
I mean, yeah, I think I like McCoy in this situation. I know it was a bad week 1, but I think I feel pretty solid about starting McCoy week 2 out of those 3 guys. I mean, I don't mind starting any of them, to be honest with you, but
yeah, I was going to say really this is the dice roll on trying to find the better one of the bunch here. I mean, the Bills were down and out quick last week. That may become a theme. And be worse than we thought for LaShawn McCoy's startability. If the volume should always be the driver there, but as quickly as they got pushed out of relevancy in the game last week, could be a different story this week with the Chargers coming into town. Not quite the
you got the West Coast team coming across country playing at 1.
Right, and
I think even if they did get down big, it doesn't look like it's going to be a rain storm over there. Josh Allen's pretty mobile, so that helps lend to LaShawn McCoy some more. LaShawn McCoy's been the biggest advocate of starting Josh Allen. They said today that most of the locker room was in favor of Josh Allen starting the season anyway. So I like LaShawn McCoy's outlook. Even if they do get behind, I think there'll be some dump downs and some room for McCoy to do some things in this particular matchup. I don't think it'll get out of hand like it did last week.
Although Marvin Jones could have had a much bigger stat line last week.
Okay, maybe he didn't this one, but that was
I think the main thing here is you got to understand this is one week and it's a long season, and just be happy that these are your flex options. You know,
right? Yeah,
could be worse.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go to the next one. He's got 2 flex starters, and this one pick 2 out of the 3: Carlos Hyde, Tevin Coleman, Devontae Adams.
Hyde and Coleman.
You got to play
Coleman
Devontae
all
Adams
day
with A-Rod, right? I mean,
I'm leaving Adams on the bench out of these 3.
yeah.
Maybe, well, I mean, they're on the road at the Vikings, and A-Rod just got this bum knee. You've seen a lot of times that a guy can continue on in the game with some adrenaline, and then things swell up and tighten up, and that's what they're saying now. It might be months, quote unquote, months before this injury is better. The Hyde against the Saints and Coleman without Freeman in there today. I would play Hyde and Coleman as a safety play. Obviously, Adams could always blow up, but I would take Hyde and Coleman in half PPR.
I'd play
against
Devontae
the
Adams,
Vikings,
even though he may be
against
I'd play
any
Devontae
other
Adams
team.
and then coin flip one of these running backs.
I mean, I'd go Tevin Coleman for sure.
Yeah,
the Falcons at home in the
Adams,
dome.
Coleman are fine with me. Again, this isn't a terrible problem to have. I like Devontae Adams if Rodgers is out there. Obviously, he could go out there, play one series, and be out of there. But I think even with a backup quarterback, Devontae Adams will do his thing. He's the main focus on that offense. I'm going with Devontae Adams and one of those running backs I can get down with Tevin Coleman.
All right.
All right.
That'll get that answered. Let's see. We answered anything more on this community page?
No, I
we
think
kind of already
it.
answered it. Let's go over to the posts. We got some sit start here. Theo Hawkins, what up, buddy? He asks Tevin Coleman or Dion Lewis in his RB2 spot. So I'll go Tevin Coleman.
I think you got to go Tevin Coleman. You're missing. Although I don't hate Dion Lewis by any means if you have to start him, because I do think that there'll be a lot of checkdowns to be had for Dion Lewis. The Titans are missing their starting left tackle and right tackle, and then their second right tackle is out with an illness, so they're bringing up a practice squad guy to play as their right tackle right now. Blaine Gabbert looking like he's getting the start. I would much rather play Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say I'd much rather, but yeah, anytime Freeman's out, Tevin Coleman's usually right around an RB1. Dion Lewis crushed it last week, but now we got extra injuries for the Titans, and there's a quarterback issue going on there. They are playing at home.
You got Tevin Coleman, who's going to get his fair share of work regardless of what goes on, and I think Dion Lewis could struggle unless they're just getting blown out and in garbage time. And I absolutely don't hate playing Dion Lewis, but if I had to choose, I'd much rather play Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, especially Falcons at home in the dome.
Definitely don't hate playing Dion Lewis because he's probably going to get the dump downs. But if you have Tevin Coleman, this is why you have him. You either have him for this instance, or you have him because you have Devontae Freeman and you play him either way. But I got to go with Tevin for sure today. Loving getting him in my lineup. All right, Theo's got another one in my Dynasty League. Needs 2 flex spots. He has Dede, Cortland, Marshawn, and Antonio Callaway. Well, I think he's got to go Marshawn Lynch here. That's probably the best pick out of this group here.
Probably playing Dede Westbrook and Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, Dede and Marshawn right there.
I don't hate Callaway, there's going to be a whole bunch of. There's Higgins out there that could be playing the rookie from Texas A&M, Ratley, or whatever his name is. He's a nice guy to star up for your dynasty roster if you're not already looking at his way a little bit. But there's a lot of Higgins guys out there. Callaway's been good, but I gotta go Marshawn and Dede just with a nice, I think, PPR floor.
I agree. I'll second that. That was an easy one. Brendan Dion, welcome to the fam, buddy. He asked to play Philip Dorsett or Pierre. You got to go Garcon.
I'm all in on Garcon this week. I don't hate Philip Dorsett. I don't love. They're on the road playing the Jags. I'll take Garcon against the Lions.
Yeah, this is a real toss-up for me. I think the 49ers could look really good this week. You got the Patriots going against the Jags. It could be just a sloppy defensive battle that Jags like to get into with teams. But Dorsett really played good last week with Tom, really in his first real case of volume for the Patriots. It's a toss-up. I think I think Pierre Garçon may be a little bit safer because he's probably going to get a plenty of work this week, but I don't see why between Chris Hogan and Gronk being the people that the Jags are trying to limit first, I don't see why Philip Dorsett couldn't do some real work there.
So who are you picking?
I don't know. Toss up.
Toss up between Dorsett and Garçon? Not for me.
Not for me either. It's Garçon.
Easy.
Trey Burton or Jordan Reed? That's the first part of the question. So let's start there. Burton or Reed? You got Reed playing 1 o'clock at home versus the Colts, and then you have Burton playing Monday night
versus the Seahawks.
Are they on the road?
I got the games pulled up here.
Seahawks on the road, Big Co? Or Seahawks at home?
Bears are home.
Bears
Seahawks at the Bears.
So Burton or Reed?
What
did Reed do last week?
He caught a touchdown, did pretty decent, and then they were handling that game. So
Reed went 4 for 40 for a touch in the first half, and then they were winning. And I don't think they played.
Reed in there, you can't risk it.
Yeah, honestly, I'd play Jordan Reed this week over Burton if I had to.
Yeah, I think this is more of a toss up for me than I think Reed's pretty safe. I think he'll continue to see targets, but Trey Burton got plenty of targets last week too.
And was wide open in the end zone, could have had a touchdown. He had the same amount of targets as Jordan Reed.
It's a nice problem to have. I'm sure you got Reed as a late round flyer.
Right. So maybe you use him while he's healthy.
Yeah, I don't hate playing Jordan Reed this week and hoping that he stays on the field for the whole game. And I think you're going to see similar usage to what you saw out of him. This game will probably be a little tighter than the last game.
Maybe no Paul Richardson.
Yeah, no P. Rich. So I'm with you. I can mess with Jordan Reed for this week and just hopefully Trey Burton scores 20 points on your bench and Jordan Reed scores 20 points in your lineup.
Well said. Yeah, I think Andrew Luck's not going to go away.
Right.
Andrew Luck's going to hang around.
Being able to take Reed off the field and not have to throw it to him this week.
Exactly.
So then the next part of this, pick one wide receiver, Robert Woods or Larry Fitz. Arizona versus Rams at the Rams, and they're playing each other. So I think you got him. I love Larry Fitz. I think there's no problem at all really playing Larry Fitz. Will be in the slot, which you saw. This is what the Raiders were trying to do, to get somebody in the slot, to move him around, to get those two corners, to not be covering, to have an easier pass because they weren't really trying to mess with those two corners. But I think you got Robert Woods and his target volume. You saw deep targets, you saw intermediate targets. I think Robert Woods is a nice play here. I'm scared to death of this Arizona team just going and getting blown out by the Rams.
Yeah, obviously that's a safety that is Larry Fitz. I think he sees plenty of action this week, but I was watching that was Robert Woods targets like a hawk, and there's a lot of meat on that bone left. Jared, they didn't play at all in the preseason. Last week was basically their first practice game. Just happened against the Raiders, and I think they maybe planned it that way. And there's a lot to be had for Robert Woods this week if Jared Goff can put something on the money.
So you going Bobby Woods?
Yeah.
All right. Nick Joseph, 0.5 point per reception. Pick 2, Kittle, Corey Davis, or Brandon Cook. For me, I'm not messing with Corey Davis. If I don't have to, I'll play Kittle. I like the target volume he saw last week. I think Detroit's defense left a lot to be desired, and Brandon Cooks had 2 big targets taken away from him and still had a good game. So
yeah. I think it's.
I don't want the backup quarterback and missing half your offensive line for the Titans.
Kittle and Cooks, roll with it.
Roll with it.
Solid, I'll agree. Did you guys go Robert Woods over Fitz there?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough.
I like this. I have no problem playing Fitz this week if I don't have another option. But
all right. Let's move on. We got
the Tahoe, which for people who don't listen to us all the time, that would be Royce Freeman. Or James White, 1 point PPR. So James White, obviously, you're getting your first look at Sony this week. Rex is back.
Sony's playing?
That's what they said beforehand. It's 12 o'clock now. I haven't checked the
I'll check on that.
Actives and inactives. So if all those guys are healthy, and then you have the emergence of Lindsey over there in Denver, who is playing Oakland in Denver again. You got Big Co. I know forever not a big James White guy, but then came around because, well, there wasn't too much going on over there. So I know you liked James White last week.
He's rolling with James White in a league.
Yeah, I mean the full point PPR I think does it for me this week.
Sony and Rex seem to be both active here.
I mean, but who knows? These guys are pregame warm up hopefuls here, and James White is the mainstay pass catching back out of the backfield here. He's basically the third wide receiver, and against the Patriots
in Jacksonville.
The Patriots are smart enough to get the ball out of Brady's. They're always the fastest release team, and against the Jags, it's going to be even faster. I wouldn't be surprised at all if James White has 8 catches. And there's nothing wrong with the Tahoe. It's just that Philip Lindsay came in and carved out a role and looked really good, and he's not going anywhere. And
he carved out a role that Devontae Booker probably would have had. So I don't.
You got a desperate Oakland team coming in 0-1, playing in Denver, who's 1-0. They're nice and fat this week. I don't know that the Broncos get in a situation. I feel like it's gonna be tough for the Broncos to switch over to Tahoe mode where Royce Freeman's grinding and out 25 carries when they might be trying to keep up. Go blow for blow with a desperate Raiders team. I think James White's a little safer PPR floor there.
Yeah, I don't hate the safeness of James White. Actually, I think I'm rolling with the Tahoe. He got plenty of work last week. Faced some decent heavier boxes and still performed. If he gets a couple of catches and possibly a goal line tote, which they didn't really get close enough to get in that kind of red zone area where they could give him that kind of run. I think there's a nice safe usage out of Tahoe. If you want to talk about safeness for Royce Freeman here, I think he's going to for sure see 13 to 15 carries. And then if he could get a catch or two and some goal line tries, I don't see anything wrong with that.
All right. I'm fine with going
split decision. Jay Wayne, what do you got? I don't hate James White by any means, but I'm rolling with the Denver O.
The Denver O, yeah. I mean, they're gonna get some scoring positions. Like the Oakland defense doesn't scare me at all. They're at home. Philip Lindsay looked good, looked great. I don't think that takes away from the Tahoe too much. He didn't even get a pass target, which is a little alarming.
Right, solid pass catcher.
And now Sony's in the mix, and Rex is in the mix, and James White. Let's give me the Tahoe. I'm gonna go Tahoe.
All right.
Let's move along.
Lindsay or Lynch, 1 point PPR.
I think I'll go Lynch.
I like Lynch.
You say Lynch there, Big Co?
Yeah.
All right, that was easy. All right, next one. Enunwa or Corey Davis?
Enunwa. I don't, again, with the uncertainty of what's going on. Obviously, Corey Davis could have a big play and make it all in one play. But without that offense being 100% or anywhere near it, I don't love Blaine Gabbert. I don't love missing your 2 tackles, especially with a team who's got a good defensive line.
Are they missing a backup tackle too?
Right. So I'm Enunwa all day.
Yeah, I'll go Enunwa.
Yeah, I'm going to take Enunwa over a lot of people that you might throw up.
Right. All right. Next question from Chris. Marvin Jones or Corey Davis, half-point PPR? Marvin. Easy. Solid. All right. Full-point PPR. Pick one. Corey Davis, Keelan Cole, or Devin Funchess. This is a tough one. All right. I think I can go.
Who's on the waiver wire?
I mean, I think Keelan Cole will probably be fine. I think Funchess will be fine. Maybe those aren't far superior options to Corey Davis here.
Well, you got Greg Olson's out, so Funchess wouldn't be a bad stab.
Yeah.
Keelan Cole is, he started off pretty decent last week, and then Blake Bortles did Blake Bortles things and stopped completing passes.
Keelan Cole absolutely roasted. Oh, hang on a second here.
I think I'd go Funchess here.
I think Funchess is the safest option. I don't really love Corey Davis. I could play Keelan Cole. I don't mind. He's obviously got make your play in one day kind of stuff, talent, and I think he could have a couple of 5 or 6 catches to go along with that to make you feel pretty safe. But I mean, I would like to think that Funchess will get some red zone targets. And
I agree. Nick Joseph, if you're listening, go see if Brandon Marshall's on the waiver wire. Grab him and scoop him and plug. Scoop and plug Brandon Marshall Sunday morning.
All right, another one from Chris. Pick up Corey Grant from free agency and drop Gillislee, Booker, or Martin. I mean,
not really sure what the question is.
Who should he drop to pick up Corey Grant for? I guess I'd go Gillislee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Gillislee. Want to play any of those guys if that's the question.
Right.
But
I definitely don't want to play any of those guys. And
if I had to play somebody out of Martin, Booker, or Corey Grant, I guess I'd go Corey Grant.
Yeah.
Drop Gillislee, I guess, if I'm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could either one, all three of those guys. I think maybe Martin might be your last guy there to drop just because he's right behind Lynch, and that's it. So I drop one of the other two first.
All right, here we go. Last question from the Patreon page. Jimmy Graham, ASJ, or Ian Thomas?
With the A-Rod injury, I'm assuming that they're talking about.
But he's going to play, they're saying. I don't know. I just picked up Ian Thomas, spent a lot of my fab budget on him in a Dynasty League. It's a shorter bench league. I have ASJ as well in that league. I think I'm firing up ASJ over Ian Thomas just because I want to see something from the rookie, I guess, before I lean on him, just because I don't have to. If I had to lean on Ian Thomas, I think I'd be all right. It's a crapshoot of a position anyways. Throw Jimmy Graham into this mix, and maybe he trumps ASJ for me. Maybe just stick with Jimmy. He's a good at bet to catch a touchdown as anyone. Aaron Rodgers is going to play. It's a later game. Is the Patriots-Jags a later game?
4:00.
So if something were to happen with A-Rod, maybe he doesn't. Maybe something happens in pregame, or they say he's not going to play. Then maybe
you would have the option to slide ASJ
in there.
What do you think, Big Co?
I mean, I've said it. ASJ got a touchdown called back, or he's got 15 points last week and feels so much better than this.
Moving to the injury report as well.
Yeah, I think Ian Thomas is a good-looking young prospect there and might be in a decent role, but there's other things going on in the Panthers lane there, and he's a young man. I think
you don't have to play Ian Thomas week 1. You want to watch it and see what happens. But
right. If you're talking about dynasty here and you got Ian Thomas on your team and he comes out first week in the lineup without Greg Olsen and he blows up, you're happy. You're not upset he's on your bench. Sure. I'm playing ASJ and out of these three for sure.
Yeah, you like ASJ over Jimmy?
Yeah.
So that's 2 ASJs pretty much. I think I would still leave Jimmy Graham in my lineup just because the potential of what could happen with Jimmy Graham, and maybe A-Rod needs to stay a little put and get it out a little quicker, and maybe Jimmy Graham eats up that middle of the field. It's a tough Vikings team.
Not this week. Not again. Maybe Jimmy Graham's name cachet could stay in the lineup against any other team, but the Vikings and their safeties and everything, and the linebackers.
Kittle did work against them last week.
Kittle and Jimmy Graham are 2 different physical beasts at this point in their career.
I'm leaving Graham in my lineup this week because it's the tight end position and it's so up and down. Yeah, and
Graham looks like a snail. I got $5 that ASJ outscores Graham.
I mean, I'll roll the dice with you, sure.
$5.
I got 5 on it.
ASJ's outscoring
It's
Graham.
mostly about the upside, and that I'm a big kind of punter on tight ends in most situations and drafts and stuff like that. And it's just, we saw a bunch of really good tight ends get 1, 2, 5 points last week, and Jimmy Graham was one of them. And he could easily have a 2 touchdown performance here. I mean, he could be a nice red zone target for A-Raj, and I'm going to leave him in my lineup in week.
He could be.
All right, well, let's take it over to the YouTube chat. Finally, we got some people in there patiently waiting for their questions to be answered here. So we had Alexander hit us up first, says it's PPR, Corey Davis, Mike Williams, or Bilal Powell.
What was the format?
PPR. Just looking for one guy, it seems like. Obviously, we've been shading Corey Davis a fair amount this morning due to various problems on that squad. Mike Williams is attractive. Came out, had, I think, 5 for 81 last week. Travis Benjamin isn't suiting up, so that's kind of appealing.
Yeah, I'd go Mike Williams.
You like Williams there? Powell did some work in his own right.
Again, I'm not messing with Corey Davis much this week. I don't hate Powell at home versus Miami. He looked pretty good, but I'll play Mike Williams. Especially, I like Tyrell Williams in this situation too. Travis Benjamin, the guy that is the headache for you for the other owners besides Keenan Allen on that team, is out. So you don't have to see that jerk taking any snaps for you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mike Williams is a fairly safe play. Bilal might be a little safer.
Oh, Nick Joseph made it to the YouTube.
He did. He did.
Sorry, Jay Wayne. Go ahead.
Just when we told him to go back to the Patreon and put his questions there to make sure. Which I don't think I saw it. Did we have any questions from Nick?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. He had the Corey Davis, Keelan Cole, Devin Funchess.
All right, so Mike Williams or Keelan Cole over here for team out of nowhere. Full point PPR.
What's the question?
Mike Williams or Keelan Cole? Full point PPR.
Let's go Mike Williams.
Sticking with the Mike Dub love?
Sure.
Right. Hogan or Clement or Lynch, PPR flex.
Hogan.
Big Co likes Hogan, huh? Bounce back after week 1, even though, maybe he gets a little number 1 corner at. Maybe he gets a little Jalen Ramsey action.
Well, Jalen Ramsey's going with Gronk.
I don't know that he goes into the slot too much, and Gronk's not always outside. So I don't think anybody's going to get one guy the whole time. I don't think they're going to just shadow Hogan.
I think if you're looking for a big upside and a difference maker in your week, I think Hogan's the guy to play for sure.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to make sure you get some points, I think you play Lynch.
Right. That's a solid.
What do you think about that?
I would agree completely.
Big Co, give me your thoughts.
I was trying to read these questions in the YouTube chat. I don't know what you said.
Hogan for the upside.
Hogan, if you're looking to get an advantage and hopefully swing for the fences here, and Lynch if you're kind of just making sure you get the points and your matchup's not looking like your favorite. You feel comfortable in your matchup this week.
It's a veteran statement. Sounds like you've been playing fantasy football for a long time. I like it.
All right. So he agrees. Let's see.
Thinking of going Garcon with Godwin out.
Bounce back after week 1, even though maybe he gets
Big Co mute. Okay.
Yeah, that's my bad.
All right. Thought it was me for a second.
I was thinking of playing Garcon with Goodwin out.
Dorsett, I want to see more than one game with Brady with multiple catches. Yeah, we already answered this question. So Garcon.
I think he might have been. He's a Patreon member, I believe. Full point PPR: Amari Cooper, Corey Davis, Aguilar, or A-Rob. Pick 2. I absolutely love Aguilar this week. He got a ton of targets last week, and they're missing Brent Grimes and Vernon Hargraves over there in Tampa. We've said we don't like Corey Davis at all this week. So then the other one for me comes down to Amari Cooper and A-Rob.
Right.
Who do you guys got?
Amari Cooper's on the road versus Denver. Was watching Chris Harris last week, tried to see what he was doing as far as shadowing people or not. He was playing some outside. He was playing some in the slot. I think he was mostly in the slot. I don't think he's shadowing Amari Cooper per se, but it's still just a very, very tough defense over there. A-Rob's got the Seahawks, who obviously are no longer the Legion of Boom. They're at home. I think I would go A-Rob over Amari Cooper here.
Big Co?
To me, it's pretty easy. I've got to take A-Rob in the same situation that the Raiders were in last week. Good cornerbacks, solid blitz coming at them. I know that Gruden went out and publicly said that, Carr's got to make those throws to Cooper when he's open deep, but Cooper, as great as he is, as great as his outlook is and his potential is for Dynasty, you still got to play this fantasy football game 1 week at a time. And if I got these options, I got to put Cooper on my bench.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. Well, I think if you're, I can't disagree. I want to make a good case for Amari Cooper here, but good defense on the road again. I like A-Rob.
All right. We got standard scoring here.
Ooh.
Which sucks. Alfred Morris, T.J. Yeldon, or Kerryon Johnson.
In standard, I think I like Morris, right?
Alfred.
Yeah. Let's go Morris.
Burkhead or Lockett? I don't know what the scoring is here. Make sure to give as many details as you can when you hit us up about the sit start. So I don't know what it is here. So we'll middle it and say half point PPR here for Burkhead and Lockett.
Doesn't change a ton here. I just don't know what's is Burkhead. He just had a concussion and he's coming off that, and that's
what they're saying.
But they're gonna throw Sony in here against a good defense. The Jags. Tyler Lockett's got the Bears.
I think, like I said before, if you're looking for a big upside play, I think Lockett's your guy.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking for more safety, I'd go Burkhead. Big Co, what do you got?
Burkhead got 18 carries last week.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd feel a lot more comfortable starting Lockett this week, I think.
I think so, too.
Me too.
All right, there you go.
Let's see. Chris Browning. Nope. Hey, guys. I need two guys. I'm assuming Amari Cooper, Cobb, or Robbie Anderson.
Who do the Jets have over there, Case?
The Jets play Miami in
Miami
in New York.
Okay.
With a over-under of 42.5.
It's a small one there.
Not thinking about a ton of points over there. I'm not 100% sure I'm a believer in this Jets team just yet.
Robbie only caught one, but it was a 41-yard touchdown.
He was open a lot.
He was open a ton. Randall Cobb obviously had an awesome game.
I think for the same reason we just said Amari Cooper, I mean, you got to like what you just saw from Cobb and A-Raj, maybe taking Jimmy Graham's targets. And, I mean, I'll roll the dice on Robbie Anderson playing Miami.
So you're going Robbie and Cobb?
Yeah, I'm scared to death to play Amari Cooper right now, right? I mean,
I am scared, but then I'm thinking that Derek Carr, that's his boy, and he's gonna wanna bring him back some this week.
So who you got?
With that being said, I think I'll still go. I could go Cooper and Cobb.
Big Co?
I could go Cooper and Cobb, but I mean Robbie Anderson.
I'll mess with you guys. I'll go Cooper and Cobb.
Anderson could have 3 for 120 and 2.
Yeah, I love that I thought I saw him flash open a bunch. I'm assuming that they're going to go back to film this week and say, hey, look at this.
Right.
And he did a pretty decent job of not being a dickhead about being open and not getting the ball.
Right.
You could see he was a little frustrated, but he didn't get in anyone's ear. Or
you get Curse back this week, who should have somewhat of a role. But we shall see. Breida or Anunwa PPR flex?
Anunwa's not even close.
Anunwa
is not even close. Big Co loves Anunwa. Alex Smith or Brady?
Oh, is this a question?
Alex Smith
versus the Colts.
I like A. Smith too.
Because Brady's got the Jags.
Because Brady's got the Jags on the road.
Because Brady's got the Jags.
Oh, you shouldn't have two quarterbacks, but
well, he's playing matchups.
Yeah. I guess that's 2-0 Alex Smith. So.
I almost never bench Brady, but
yeah,
and he'll probably bite you in the ass for doing so. But I'll take the Alex Smith. Hawk Life, what up? I see you. Brody,
is that Thawk Life or T-Hawk Life? T-Hawk for life. Tony Hawkins.
I don't know.
Is it Hawkins or Hawk? Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
Idiot.
Yeah.
I'm not a skateboarder.
Yeah. Anyhow, Saints or Jets defense? Saints at home
versus Miami.
Saints are at home versus Cleveland.
No. Oh, Saints, right.
Jets defense at home versus Miami.
Jets.
Jets. Our resident guy who has won the Charleston Super Contest, the last runner-up 2 years ago, won last year. Heavy on the Jets this week.
No, he's not. He's taking the Dolphins.
Oh, right. You are correct. He is taking the Dolphins. Dolphins +3. Not believing in the Jets. You are correct.
Not buying it in.
Good catch.
The defense is pretty good.
Give me the Saints defense on a bounce back.
Yeah, at home. No Josh Gordon. I'll take the Saints. I mean, I don't know what happened. Fitzmagic. They got magicked up. Magic Mike.
Big Co. They want to know Anunwa or Lockett.
Anunwa.
No, Anunwa or Garcon.
Well, this one says Big Co. Okay, Big Co.
Oh.
Anunwa or Lockett PPR. It's Anunwa.
It's Anunwa.
A direct Big Co question.
He skipped the juices here. He said half-point PPR, Garcon or Anunwa.
Anunwa.
I'm sticking
Give
with
me
my
Garcon.
I'm sticking with my boy Pierre.
I'm going Pierre. I mean, you can't really miss. You can't go too wrong there.
No, I don't.
That's a solid options to have.
All right, we got one more, and then we got to set our own lineups, guys. So we are going to be taking it out after this question here, and then we'll double back on Patreon, make sure we didn't miss anything. Choose one: Corey Davis, Quincy Anunwa, or Funchess. Full point PPR.
I think they know the answer to that one.
If you've been listening, it's we're loving some Quincy right now.
Yeah.
Mike's Life just popped one in there. Last question.
Getting it in.
Cooper Anunwa, PPR. Big Co, who you got?
Anunwa.
He didn't even know the question. Anunwa. He's not a part of the question.
Anunwa or your firstborn child? Anunwa or
Can I
Jesus?
get a first-round pick with Anunwa?
Anunwa or Jesus Christ?
Anunwa or Ditka?
Ditka.
Always Ditka.
Grasson or I assume that's Royce Freeman.
Garcon or Freeman? Royce Freeman? If it's, what are you talking about? Full point PPR here?
No info.
Stills or Cobb?
Stills.
Stills.
I like Stills, especially with Parker out again.
Right. Half point or PPR.
Garcon or Royce Freeman? Half point PPR.
Garcon.
Oh, get a Garcon nod from Big Co. I'm having trouble quitting Royce. I'm gonna
Austin Eckler or James White PPR.
Where'd that just come from?
That's from my lineup.
Todd Gurley or Anunwa?
Solid question.
Did somebody post that?
Yeah.
I think that was Darth Tater.
Yeah. No, it's 2017 OT.
I'm pretty sure that's his.
Oh.
Let's go, Gurley.
Garcon or Freeman? I'll take Freeman in 0.5 PPR.
Yeah. I'll take Freeman. 15
All right.
characters.
Let me double back
carries.
onto Patreon here. Refresh. No new notifications. Let me just double check, make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Still only 12 comments under
Big Co,
start.
what was the question that you had?
Eckler or James White?
Well, this is juicy. I've been really struggling with if I should flex Eckler in a couple of leagues, and I don't know what to do.
James White.
I've already said I know I made my case for James White. It's just that the Chargers could beat up on the Bills, and
Right.
Eckler could be in there a lot.
Right, and they run a lot of plays, and I was like, why is Eckler in there last week doing all this? And Big Co was like, well, I mean, if they don't put Eckler in some, Gordon's legs are going to explode because they're using so much. So I think give me Eckler. Give me Eckler.
He knocked on the door. I'm surprised Scarlett didn't go crazy.
Royce Freeman or Kenyon Drake. Give me Drake.
Well, for sure.
PPR, Drake. All right, we're out here, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you all next week. Be sure, if you're not a Patreon member, go on over there. There's hours of content for $5 a month. We got waiver wire ads, and we do a weekly sit start on Sundays. We just opened it up to the public this week. But we have our own podcast at Married to the Game. We got a website, theFFDynasty.com. Be sure to go check all those things out. We have a free podcast every week, and then we hit you with another hour of content after that for the $5 holler on Patreon. So, and
should we set our lineups real quick? Our shared
let's
lineups?
just get out of here.
We're getting out of here?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next week.